Good afternoon and welcome to our weekly live. So, this is Coffee and a Card where we look at some happy mail and we make a card together. So, I'm Holly with Handcrafted Blessings, and it's my favorite day of the week because I get to be here live with you. And it occurs to me as I hit live that I was a few minutes early. So, it happens. My brain's a little foggy these days. If you follow me over on Instagram, I've been talking about my journey with getting a CPAP machine. Um, has been the worst 5 nights of sleep thus far of probably my whole life. It has been so miserable. So I'm just like yawning all the time. And apparently my brain was not thinking clearly, and I started our live a few minutes early, but that's okay because I have a bunch of cards. I finally got over to the PO box and checked my mail, and many of you had sent me some cards, and I'm excited to share your creativity and the stuff that you've been making. So I am going to switch over here to my desktop and we'll start opening some of these cards. So the first one is from Mickey Sewell, and it says, "Oh, Christmas tree." It's a belated Christmas card. How fun. I love that. I love the way she made her own designer series paper by stamping "Oh, Christmas tree" in the background. That's so clever. I love that. Vesta, me too. Yeah, I am sorry about this whole journey. It has not been fun, and I kind of keep hoping that they'll decide I don't need it. Because honestly, it has made things so much worse. Okay, this one is from, hold on, there's like confetti coming out of here. So give me just a second. I don't want this to fall all over. This is from Kim Dorsey, and it says, "You are all sorts of amazing," with heartfelt thanks. So very cute. I like the little decorative corners. This one is from Cindy Huggenvick from Minnesota. And it says XO. Love the heart there. Little book binding fold. Very cool. We're actually featuring this fold in the All Good Cards Club today. All sorts of different versions of the book binding card. We do a deep dive every month on a certain topic, and that's it for this month. So that's super fun. Excuse me. This one's from Don Michaels from Minnesota, and it says, "Here for you always." Oh, I think it goes this way and then this way. And it says, "Get well soon." Okay, Kathy Zucker from Ohio. "Happiest birthday wishes, friend." That little postage die there. And she has also embossed it. Oh, there we go. The whole thing is embossed, so it ends up looking like a quilt. So that's really fun. This one is from Jan Drake in Illinois. And it says, "Just wanted to say happy Valentine's Day." And now that's another option here right there. She has embossed the insert. So another way to do the insert of your card. This one's from Emma Schulte in Indiana. And it says, "Thanks," with her message there. But I really like how she's offset the word. So it looks like she die cut it twice and then just kind of offset it. So you see that white shadow there. That's really cute. Here's another one from Mickey Sewell in Arkansas. It says, "Hello. Love you." I like that with the red flower. You got some bling there in the middle of the flowers. This one is from, let's see. Oh, gosh. The stamping from the post office makes this hard to read. Opal Schuler from Tennessee. And it says, "Thanks," with the different hearts. And she's got her message there on the inside. But you can see here how it is embossed on the front as well. I'm always trying to catch the light so that I can show the embossing. Next comes from Sue Beggar in Montana. And we got a little jar of love. Love that with the little envelopes here. And it says, sending a little sweetness your way. Next, we've got one from Lisa Oberly, Massachusetts. Sending a jar full of cheer. What a fun layout. So, with her embossed snow pieces as well. We've got another one from Mickey Sewell. And it says, happy birthday. A lot of cards with embossing today. That must be the theme of crafting right now, is embossing folders. This card is from Amanda Bach in Illinois. And let's see here. Hold on. There's confetti in the middle, so let me just pop that out here. Okay, so it says, happy Valentine's Day. I think you guys are determined to make me vacuum my studio with all this confetti that keeps popping out of your cards. So, happy Valentine's Day. I'll have to be extra careful. I'm going to be dog sitting my dad's dog coming up here. I'll have to make extra sure I don't drop confetti when he's here. And this last one is from Vesta Strebe in Colorado. And it says, thank you. What fun little edging to that piece. And then her message there on the inside. Super cute. And I love the gold foil in the paper that she chose. All right. I am going to set this aside. I'll go back and read all of your messages a little bit later. And we are going to, oh gosh, I got confetti all over my desk. Hold on a second. Let me move some of that out of the way. Okay, I'm going to be using Nature's Symphony. So we've got these dies and the stamp set, and then I'm going to be using the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. So that is what I'm featuring. So I will go ahead and take this die off of here because we're going to need to use it. And let me grab my papers here. Okay, and I think we'll start with the die cutting and embossing. So we're going to emboss the leaves in early espresso. I'm sorry, did I just say emboss? I think I did. We're going to die cut the leaves from early espresso. I'm going to emboss a piece of basic beige. And I think that's it. I think those are the only two things I need right now. So we'll start with embossing since my 3D sandwich is already here. Now this piece measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it is going to cover the entire card front. And I want to do it so that my paper, my brick wall is vertical. So I'm going to put my embossing folder in here. And I just realized I didn't show you the sample. I'll do that as soon as we're done with the die cutting. Okay, I'm going to run this through the embossing folder. And I'll show that to you in just a second when I have a little more space here. But we'll go ahead and switch our sandwich. So I'll add my thin plate back and then a clear plate. And we'll put our early espresso, which I already used once for my sample card. So now I can just use another chunk of it. And we'll die cut these leaves. Really, really pretty die cut that comes out here. Okay. So let me crank this back through here. Just leave it in the middle. And I will show you what we just ran through the machine. All right, so first we have our die cut. And I'm going to need need a pokey tool here. See if I can get that out, because it is kind of fragile. So I just want to be careful as I'm taking it out. And then I also have, my nose itches, goodness gracious. I've got my embossed basic beige. So you can see that brick wall here as well. Millie, you're saying your husband took a few weeks to get used to a CPAP. That's what I've heard, and I am trying really hard to stick with it. But let me tell you, it has been the worst 5 nights of sleep of my life. I've never been this tired. Probably not since I was in graduate school and I used to pull regular all-nighters. That's probably the last time I felt this tired. It is making life difficult. I'll put it mildly. There have been a lot of tears over the last few days because I am just so tired. All right, let me show you the card we're making. It says you make me smile. So that is what we're working on here. Okay, so just to get this, actually we need to do some cutting, I just realized. Let's cut some paper first. So we'll take our very vanilla and we are going to cut it to 4 by 5 1/4. So 4 by 5 1/4 for our vanilla. I also have a stitched circle that I've die cut out of very vanilla. And then I'm going to take pecan pie, and I'm going to do this at 1 1/4 inches. Let's see here, 1 1/4 by 4 1/4. So 1 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then we'll take, oh, can't get these apart, early espresso. And this one is going to be 2 1/8 by 4 7/8. So 2 1/8 by 4 7/8. Okay. And last but not least, we'll do a piece of designer series paper. And this comes from the Nature Walk designer series paper. So there's like a little poem on one side, and this has the kind of checkered crumb cake here. And this piece is going to be 2 by 4 3/4. So let's see, it's already 2. So we'll do 4 3/4 here. Just going to have a little 1/8 inch border on these layers. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start by putting the insert inside my card, just because, you know, it's one less thing to lose in all of the piles and projects. Okay, so I'm putting that on a basic beige card base that measures 4 1/4 by 11. So we're going with the tall style of card base. And you just crease that down here. So we can add our embossed basic beige. Now remember, this was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's going to take up the entire card front. I'm going to put tape all the way around since it's a 3D embossed piece. And I can line that up with the edge of my card and just fully cover the front of my card. And then I will put my designer series paper strip on the early espresso. Just have that little little bit of a border here. And we'll take that whole thing and add it to our card front. Okay. And then our pecan pie strip will go across the front. Now, if you remember, this is 4 1/4, so it is going to go all the way side to side on this card. And if your measuring is ever not quite exact, you can always come in here and trim off the edges if you need to. All right, I'm going to take this early espresso leaf, and I am going to cut it in half. So I'm just going to, there we go. So we're going to cut that in half, and oh, I got to reach in here for some glue dots. All right, so I'm going to start with the larger one. And actually, you know what? I think these leaves might be large enough. Yes, I think I just put some tape on some of these. So we're just going to add a little bit of adhesive here. And that's going to pop right up here to the upper right-hand corner. Okay. Now I need my stamp, which says "You Make Me Smile," and some pecan pie ink. Okay. I think I need to re-ink this. Okay, I think I can get enough out of there. All right, so "You Make Me Smile." There we go. Oh, this ink pad's just a little bit stiff. It's hard to get it open and closed. All right, now I want my glue dots. And because these leaves are smaller, so I am just gonna put some glue dots on here. Ooh, careful, careful, careful. Almost ripped that. I told you they were fragile, and then I'm being like all crazy in my application of glue dots. All right. Okay, we're going to take this and we are going to stick it on our die cut here. Let's see here. I'm going to make sure I don't cover up my words. So I will do it kind of this angle here. There we go. Now I'm just going to trim off the bottom of this just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now I can take this whole thing and I can dimensionalize it. So we'll just grab our dimensionals here and apply them to our card. And I actually want some on those leaves. So I'm just gonna trim a little bit of edge piecing because I think that'll fit really nicely up here. There we go. And then one more, just so we get those leaves popped up too. Okay, so we'll take all these backings off. And put this on my card front here. Okay, so I'm going to use a couple of different things to finish off this card. First of all, I'm going to use the iridescent foil gems because they are kind of clear, but they also have this gold flecks of gold inside of it. So, which goes really well with my ribbon. So I've started a new thing with my ribbon, you guys. Do you guys remember these? They like put keychains on them and you can put them around your wrist and you've got your keys or whatever. Well, they work great for holding your ribbon in place. So I have started using them on my rolls of ribbon and I love them. Initially, I thought I was going to take the little key ring off, but I found that the metal key ring makes it so easy to take on and off when I'm using my ribbon. So anyways, these little expandable key ring bracelet thingamajiggers, pretty sure that's the official name for it, have been great for holding my ribbon on the spools. So, all right, so we've got our gold ribbon bow. So what I do when I wind up my ribbon so that I can still see it, I just put a little bit over the edge of my spool right there, and then I stick this, whoops, I stick this on my spool. So it holds the ribbon in place. I've got a little bit sticking out just so that I can see the ribbon, and then I can go stick it back in my ribbon container. It's quite handy. Otherwise, I end up with some ribbon spools. The ribbon just wants to uncurl so easily, and then you have like loose edges of ribbon everywhere. So I've been searching for different ways to keep it tight, and I like these. All right, so here is our card. You make me smile. So your challenge, your creative challenge for this week is to make this layout. So you can use whatever products you have and make the layout, share it over on the Creative Challenge post in the Handcrafted Blessings community group on Facebook, and I'll pick a winner to get some embellishments from me. So what do I use for my ribbon container? Just a basket. It's actually kind of a plastic container that I just have my ribbon in. So nothing fancy. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I can't wait to see your version of this card. Don't forget to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you later.